Daily learning.
Just some opinions about speaking and listening every day. Sometimes I sit and think about how people try to learn English. Some of them spend hours every day memorizing grammar rules or trying to be perfect with tenses and structures. Others write long essays, checking every sentence carefully and even making sure nothing is wrong. And I don't say that's useless. It's definitely helpful, actually. But whenever I look at how people actually use English in real life, I realize something. The real magic and the real progress doesn't come from grammar books or writing exercises. It comes from speaking and listening every single day. Let me tell you why I feel this way. When you meet someone new and you want to make a connection, you don't show them a piece of paper with perfect grammar. You don't hand them a notebook and say, "Here's my essay." What you do is you smile, you say hello, or when you ask questions, you share stories. You use your voice and you use your ears. You listen and you respond. That's how relationships begin. That's how trust grows. That's how you feel alive in a language. And that's why, for me, speaking and listening are like the heartbeat of English. I'll never forget one moment I had with a friend from another country. Her English wasn't perfect at all. In fact, sometimes she mixed up words, and her sentences had strange grammar. But she spoke with so much honesty, and she listened carefully when I talked. We laughed together, we understood each other, and it felt so real. That day I realized language is not about perfection, it's about connection. And you can only connect if you open your mouth and your ears. That's what speaking and listening give you. Of course, writing is useful too. I like writing because it gives you time to thinking. You can pause, you can check, and you can polish your words. But the problem is, when you only focus on writing, your English lives only on the page. It doesn't live in your body, and it even doesn't flow naturally. I've seen many people who write beautiful essays but freeze when someone asks them, "How are you today?" They know the words in their head, but they don't come out of their mouth. And that's sad because language is meant to be spoken, not just written. Listening, on the other hand, is like the food that feeds your speaking. I mean, just imagine you want to sing a song, but you can't sing it well if you've never heard it. You need to listen to the melody, the rhythm, and the way the singer moves from one word to another. Only then can you sing it yourself. It's the same with English. The more you listen, like to podcasts, to songs, to movies, and to people when they are talking, the more your brain gets used to the rhythm of the language. And the funny thing is, the words start to come out naturally when you speak. You don't have to translate from your first language anymore. You just say it because you've heard it many times before. I think many learners get stuck because they wait until their grammar is perfect before they speak. They're afraid of making a mistake, and most of them feel embarrassed. But honestly, waiting for perfect grammar is like waiting for the sky to turn green. I mean, it will never happen. Mistakes are part of the process. Yeah, I know, it sounds cliché, but you learn by speaking with mistakes, and not by avoiding them. And the more you speak, the less scary it becomes. It's like jumping into a pool. The first time, you're afraid, but after you do it again and again, you start to enjoy the water. I once compared two people in my mind. Like, one person spent months studying grammar, reading rules, and memorizing structures. Another person just spoke every day, even if only 10 minutes, and listened to English on the bus or while cooking. After a while, I saw a huge difference. The grammar student could write nice sentences, but when someone said, "Hey, what are you doing?" he froze. Meanwhile, the speaker made mistakes. Yes, but he could chat, laugh, and tell stories. He felt confident. And when I looked at them, I thought, who is really living in English? The answer was clear. It's the one who spoke and listened daily. What I love about daily practice is how it slowly changes you without you noticing. At first, maybe you only understand a few words from a podcast, but after weeks, suddenly a whole sentence makes sense. Then, one day, you catch a joke in English and you laugh without translation. That's progress. It feels magical. And it happens because you keep your ears open and your mouth active every single day. Some people think daily practice means hours of study, but it doesn't have to. It can be simple and small. You can talk to yourself in English while you cook and say, "Now I wash the rice. Then I will cut the onion." But if you don't want to do that in the first place, you can listen to one song and repeat one line. You can chat with a friend online for 5 minutes. These small habits are like drops of water, and one day you realize they've filled a big bucket. There's also something deeply emotional about this process. Speaking and listening every day makes English more than just a school subject. It becomes part of your life. It becomes your friend. Sometimes you'll smile because you finally understood a movie line. Sometimes you'll cry because an English song touched your heart. And sometimes you'll feel proud because you had a conversation without fear. Those feelings stay with you. They remind you that language is not only about grammar, but it's about being human, about feeling something real. So, when I think about where English progress really comes from, I believe speaking and listening every day contribute the most. Maybe 60 or 70% of your growth comes from them. Because in real life, you don't write essays every day, but you do talk, you do listen, and you do share stories. And the more you practice these, the more alive your English becomes. If you ask me for advice as a friend, I'd tell you this. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Or don't hide behind books forever. Just start talking, even with mistakes. Just start listening, even if you don't catch everything. And make sure to do it every day, even in small ways. Let English live in your mouth and your ears. Let it become part of your daily rhythm. Because at the end of the day, when you meet someone from another country, what will matter is not how many grammar rules you know. What will matter is whether you can smile, speak, listen, and connect. And that, my friend, is the real gift of practicing speaking and listening every single day.